Guys, the Lou Laguna. Now, both of these players are English. I believe they're both of the same age or around the same age. Both been plagued by a lot of injuries. Both can play through the middle or on the flanks. Both English, like I've said. Both contracts are up in 2019. Danny Welbeck and Theo Walcott. Now, let's pit the two together. Now, how do I start it? How do I start this? Now, Theo, in fact, Welbs. Now, Welbs is there's a lot to like about Wells when he has a run of games and a run of form. Since he's been here, he's been unlucky with injury. You can see why Ferguson liked him. He's excellent appreciation for his teammates. Will work often on the ball defensively and offensively. Will stretch defenders. Will stretch teams. Can offer you something on the counter attack. Is consistent in that front. Now he has it all. If he could add goal scoring and this natural goal scoring and be that 15-20, there'll be no need for a striker here or at any club he's been at. But unfortunately, he'll never develop that goal scoring instinct. So this is where he is. But that's not bad. He can be. I like him on the flanks, especially in big games because of the reasons I've just named. Now Theo can be very frustrated and a source of frustration for many reasons. I mean, on the surface, it's very hard to critique a person that scores in big games and that's got 19 goals and 2 assists. But for those of you, especially Arsenal fans, know why it's a source of frustration. Because at 28 now, I think he's only hit double figures twice, 10 league goals this year. So yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of Wells on the left or on the right. Initially, when Arsenal signed Wells, I was heartbroken. I used to banter Welbeck. Like you can see why Wells is an easy target if he doesn't play for your club. And then yeah, he came and he sold me on him. I still have my reservations through the middle on the basis that he'll run in behind and he'll give defenders something to think about. He can play through the middle, but he's not going to get the goals we need. So the flanks are going to be there. Like I've said, the movement in the final third, especially the assists. All of these things go to Welbeck as well as Theo Walcott. I mean, Theo's movement in the final third as well is great. His link-up play, especially with Bellerin this year at times, has been great. His pace on his day can stress defenders, and he is a dangerous asset to bring on the pitch, especially in the second half and when the game provides it. Now, in regards to their goal scoring, I've got it written down for you guys. Bear with me. Danny Welbeck, 69 games for Arsenal, 17 goals, 12 assists. It's important to remember he's been plagued by a lot of knee injuries and things of that nature. He'd get injured, come back, get in a run of form, start scoring, get injured again. This year he's even had knee injuries and we've been very delicate and taking our time with him, and I believe that's why he didn't get into the England side. But yeah, 12 assists. Everyone remembers the hat-trick against Galatasaray. Yeah, the 14-15 season, 38 games, 8 goals, 6 assists, playing on the left and the right mainly. 15-16 knee injuries again, 16 appearances, 5 goals. But he bagged versus Leicester in the game, we remember. The United defeat, he actually liked scoring against United. 16-17, 22 games, 22 games, 5 goals, 4 assists. Missed a large part of the season again. But he's turned up in big games. The Liverpools when he was playing on the flanks. The 2-0 versus United, the header, I believe. The assist versus City, and he just overall turned up in big games. Wells is a big game player, and you can see why Ferguson had a lot of time for him on that front. And now let's switch to Theo. Theo crossed 100 goal mark this year for us. 19 goals, 2 assists this season. Yeah, 10 in the league. 10 in the league. Bagged against Munich, Liverpool, City twice. I mean, the guy scores in big games. Chelsea, if I remember rightly, the guy is always scoring in big games, always doing stuff in big games. This is the one thing about Theo. 15-16, 9 goals, 7 assists. Yeah, he turned up in big games again. 14-15, injuries again. 7 goals. I believe 2 assists. Again, I think the assist might be wrong there because I'm pretty sure he got more than that. But yeah, that shows you what? He's got double figures twice in his career. And that shows you why Theo's a source of frustration. Wenger's a lot of... Theo, don't get me wrong, Theo has to answer a lot of critics. But it's Wenger giving Theo for years this inflated sense of importance. The talking like he's Thierry Henry, talking like he's been here and overtaking Ian Wright and Henry on that front. Theo talks like a legend. Like he talks like an actual legend. Everybody's wearing long sleeve, you're wearing short sleeve. We've got a big game against Chelsea or City or whoever it was, you're getting to captain it. Like putting you ahead of the club, putting you in a position you're not. If this was any other club or any other circumstances and you was that bench player, that plan B, no one would get onto you. But people are putting you in this position because of their favoritism, and his favoritism has led to a lot of players not having a future here. Joel Campbell, nothing to write home about. By the time you earn your spot, couldn't retain his space into the side for anything because of Theo Walcott. That is why he's a source of frustration. For me, Theo, excellent asset to have off the bench. His stats are okay for someone to come off the bench. Games where players are tired and you need someone to test their fullbacks to have a go. Theo's your man, but you can't rely on him. For me, it's a thing where Wells isn't gonna have ever get to goal scoring record of Theo Walcott. I know it's sad because there's nothing to write home about with Theo's, but you know what you're gonna get over 38 games with Wells, and that's why that's why Ferguson liked him, and that's why Jose said he wouldn't have sold him. You know what you're gonna get. You're gonna get people stretching defenses. You're gonna get physical strength and pace and power and aggression and all them. You're gonna get link-up play. Of course, he's gonna miss a lot of very easy chances. If you look at the FA Cup final against Chelsea, in which I believe he played quite well, but he also played quite poorly in the chances he should have scored. You can see why there's a lot on that front. But Theo Walcott, on the other hand, you don't know what Theo's going to turn up. Theo might just turn up and bag 2 goals or a goal and things like that. And he might be working defensively like when Alexis first came in, like this year. But then you might see games where it's like playing with 10 men, especially playing through the middle. Games where he's trying to dribble out of defence and he's being dispossessed. That's happened against United on 2 separate incidences. And it's happened some other times because I remember talking about it in my videos. I couldn't possibly go through every fixture review from last year and go and find it. That's just OTT. But you get where I'm going. For the stats of Theo Walcott, that's cool to have someone that's going to do that off the bench, someone that's going to chip in, the same as Welbs. So yeah, it is one out of the two. I don't know which one polarizes opinion, but I mean, which one would I go for? Because they polarize opinion. Theo Walcott is gonna, like I always say at the start of the year, if you're going to bet who's going to score goals, you're obviously going to say Theo's probably going to get you something. He's going to get you more than Welbs. But if you're going to say big games where you have a specific game plan, even against Barcelona, him and Welbeck I'm talking about, their link-up play was great a few years ago. Big games, you know Welbs is more likely to turn up. Yes, he's going to miss some comical chances and things like that. But if you put him on the flanks, provided you play free, assuming you play free and play free through the middle, or you play 3-5-2 and you've got the likes of Alexis and Ozil and you've got Welbeck for general play. He's a lot of our general play. Welbs fits in greatly with the movement as well. You're gonna go with him. Both are fantastic options to have off the bench and to rotate, like I've just said. And in regards to their contracts, it's gonna be a crazy one because we need to review them and renew them or whatever before next year because I don't want to see a repeat of this. Welbs, he's got a decent record for England, better than his club careers, I believe. Southgate likes him, probably didn't select him because of the injury problems for the France and Scotland games at the end of the season. So on that basis, you like to think if one had their playing time marginalised, and I'm speaking in regards to the World Cup, Welbs could still go. Theo has a different case on the sense that he's one of our highest earners. Don't believe if he repeats this year again, maybe, but he should not get a raise of any kind at all. With the likes of Lacazette, and if he does come in Lamar or Mahrez, there's going to be even more competition. Didn't get into didn't get into the side in the latter stages of the season. Didn't get called up for the England friendlies against Scotland and France. World Cup next year, we all know the one World Cup Theo actually deserved to go to. He was injured. This is probably his last one. I can't see him going 2022. So he has a lot of question marks to ask himself this pre-season. I would like him to stay. I like Theo. But every player has a price, 20, 25 mil. You've got to go for that, in my opinion. But like I said, I like them both off the bench. Anyways, guys, I'm waffling. This is a long one. I'm signing out now. Comment, subscribe. Which one do you think should stay? Which one do you think should go? I know there's some of you that think you should just scrap both. That's fine. That's consistent and that's fair. But yeah, comment, subscribe, share for me. Follow me on my socials. Yeah, I'm signing out.